Okay, let's turn up now. Okay. All right. All right, Shalom, Ahchyam. First and foremost, before we begin, we want to give all the praise, glory, and honor due to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, or Kakadash. That's all praise to the Most High, in the name of His only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. We're going to say double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone that showed us this truth, that rule well, and blessings and salutations to the tabernacle of David, the hopeful elect, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing His gospel in sincerity and in truth. All right, just another day. We finna, Lord will, the Spirit, does what it does. We finna go into how the Most High is bringing judgment. Judgment is going forth, and now that the Lord is actually opening up, and He's basically finna start showing His hand. You Ahchyam that are still in this fight, and you're still doing what you're supposed to do, as a servant of the Lord. Prepare for the glory, man. Prepare for the glory. The Lord's going to glorify us, man. All right. Right now, the Lord is showing His judgment. He's putting hell on Esau right now. All right. He's slowly but surely putting the curses on him. All right. Hey, call Allah Yahbashim Shai, the water Yahbashim Shai, for doing what He's doing. He's doing a mighty work out in Cali right now, man. Right. I'm sure y'all all are aware of that. I know you've been watching the news, because that seemed to be the only thing that they focusing on in the news. That little shooting that happened out there, and then these wildfires, man. Either way, it's all part of the judgment of the Heavenly Father upon this devil, man. Right. All right, so while the Lord is judging him, the Lord's getting ready to glorify His elect, man. Straight up, man. All right, somebody get Zephaniah 3 real quick. 3 and 5. And shalom to any brother, any brothers that's tuning in, looking to be edified, man. Shalom wa barakatah.
Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doeth He bring His judgments to light. He faileth not.
Every morning the Lord, He executes His judgment. And most of the people, when they see a lot of evil, bad things occur, they like to give the credit to Mother Nature, and they don't give bad karma. They don't just happen. Right. They don't think that the Most High is a man of vengeance, man. That he's a power that judge in the earth. All these things that are happening and occurring is because of wickedness, man. Sin.
Everything that plays out in your life, the decisions that you believe you're making, and the things that you focus on in your life, they, especially in wickedness, they have detrimental consequences to them, man. The Most High is not playing. Whether you're an Israelite, from the nation of Israel, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, or you're just a heathen of another nation, you still gotta get judged. When it said, was that Isaiah, was that 66? What is it? It said, "We plead with all flesh." The 60th chapter?
Yep.
Something like that.
66, 15.
66, yeah. He said He will plead with all flesh, man. Everybody gotta appear before the judgment seat. Okay? Everybody, not just Israelites, man. Everybody, the entire world. So if you out there just doing something and not considering that there's a higher power that's gonna judge you, He's gonna get you. Because the men of the Lord, we're trying to make sure that the things that we've done before we understood, that we're trying to clean that up, man. We get a pardon, so to speak, from those judgments.
Yep. Read that again in Zephaniah. Zephaniah 3.
The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doeth He bring His judgment to light. He faileth not, for the just knoweth no shame.
He faileth not. He gonna perform his judgments, man. He said it, He gonna perform it. Good and bad. Okay? What was the last line? The last little thing said
but the unjust knoweth no shame.
But the unjust know no shame.
Yeah. Hey, we know we're not ashamed when stuff like what's going on in California happens. We're not ashamed to inform the people that, hey, the Most High is the one that's judging these devils, man. A lot of the average person be like, how could you say something like that? That's cruel and that's inhumane. No, you don't understand the judgments of the Most High, man.
Hey,
when you do wickedness, you reap it. That's just how the Most High works, man.
Hey, they don't want to believe, because what do you say? What do people know? They know God sees everything, right? If you say that you believe in God, so you don't want to believe that He's judging you, because He sees all your real wickedness that you thought you did all by your lonesome and everything. He sees it all, so you don't want that to have to come back to you. But guess what? It's coming back because He sees everything. You see that, right?
Ecclesiasticus 15:12 in verse 13. And His mercy is great, so is His correction also. He judges a man according to his works. The sinner shall not escape with his spoils, and the patience of the ungodly, and the patience of the godly shall not be frustrated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So the sinner is going, in this case, you got those Edomites over there in California. They're the ones that's being they're the ones that's catching the worst end of the judgment, man. They over there getting burnt to crisp, man. Straight up burnt, skeletal bodies.
Yeah.
Edomite driving through the town, it looked like a post-apocalyptic event. Like
look like he's driving on the other side of like Eli gonna walk through in a minute.
Yeah.
Look bad. Like he in the movie The Road. Look bad.
Horrible, man. And this Edomite, he was actually taking a tour, like showing you the dead body. He knew these people. They were like neighbors. He knew these people. And he just walking around with the camera and just showing you their bodies just sitting in the cars, just burnt to a crisp, man. It's like when you left something on the grill too long. That's how they look in them cars, man.
That's righteous judgment too.
Straight up, man. So hey, judgment is going forth, man. The Most High, He's exacting judgment upon our enemies. He's bringing Esau down. He's bringing Babylon down. He's bringing the glory of this place down. All these evil, bad things are occurring because the Lord, He's ready to judge, man.
I got to.
All the wickedness that America has done throughout the planet, man, over the course of time. I don't know if brothers read the article. It's been put out there how for the past 17 years, the war on terror that America has been waging has resulted in over 500,000 people, man. The death of 500,000 people, man.
Yeah.
500,000 people didn't have to die behind this war on terror that's been going on globally at the hand of the so-called white man in Babylon, man, America.
Yeah.
So with all that death that you've been causing on the earth, you don't think the Most High is now looking down on this place?
Mm-hmm. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
Get it?
Ecclesiastes chapter 8.
And these devils think they can just sit back and just enjoy the fruits of other people's labors. All right, and they could just enjoy Babylon and the glory, and they could kick back. Like in that portion of Cali where on fires is that's where a lot of rich Edomites, man. Rich ass Edomites.
And how you think they got rich? Whose slave labor do they get rich off their forefathers? Them Edomites was more than likely born into riches.
Yeah. And the way the society is set up, especially here in America, you don't get rich by doing your own labor.
No.
You get rich by having others do the labor for you. Then you get to live off of that and feel good, and to spend your money.
Yeah.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner do evil.
Why would you do sloppy? Why would you do something else when there ain't nothing going on? But you ain't getting judged for that. But guess what? Now He's beginning to judge. Okay, He let you build it up all the way, and He let you build it all the way up, and now it's time.
Though a sinner do evil 100 times and his days be prolonged, Yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High.
You know what that reminds me of? First Peter, it might be Second Peter, where it basically says the Lord knows how to reserve the ungodly to the day of judgment. That's the whole reason why these devils prospered as long as they did. It was just for them to be preserved to the day of judgment. And now the Lord is starting to show that, man. He's bringing these devils down. You know, he's putting the curses on their ass, man. These rich elite crackers living in the hills in California, looking over the city, looking down at Jake, walking around drug infested on crack, on heroin, gangbang, all this shit, man. LAPD shooting Jake down in the streets, you know, and they get to live up in the hills,
looking down
on man. You know, and California is one of the major industries in California. Is it's always been good with winery.
Oh yeah,
a lot of vineyards are in California.
Yep, especially Central California,
Central America, Central California.
Yeah,
you know, last year, matter of fact, it was last year that it was a fire in what was that Napa Valley. Yeah. It burned all that shit up, man. You know, and California, that's one of the most. You're gonna find a lot of American pride in California, man. I'll speak that as a California native, man. So it's beautiful that the Lord is sending that judgment over there, man. You know.
Yep. A lot of produce comes from California.
Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm. They do a lot of those farmers up there catching hell because they're those Issacharites that their workers are either getting deported because of Trump. And they don't got no one to pick their fruit. And thus, you know, the fruit's gonna go out there, it's gonna more likely rot, and it's gonna famine. It's gonna create a famine. It's gonna create a shortage of produce in those areas that are used to producing a lot of produce that, you know, that goes into the cities.
Yep. And that got affected. Was that in I think the Carolinas when that hurricane that took that a month or two ago?
Florida too.
In Florida, fucked up their crops, man. That messes up. That messes with the food, man. The crops, you know. So the Lord is actually he's gonna start bringing plagues on this place, man.
Yeah.
All right. And who's the ruling class? Esau. All right. Just like how the Lord was plaguing Egypt, ancient Egypt, and the ruling class was the Egyptians. Same thing, man. The Lord is sending these devastations, these wildfires, these tornadoes. All right, because this is all part of Esau's judgment. All right, go ahead, bro.
Though a sinner do evil 100 times, his days be prolonged. Yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Heavenly Father. Yahweh.
It's gonna be well with the Lord's people, man. Yahshua, the princes of the power, man. Really, the elect. It's gonna go well with them, because the Lord's gonna actually preserve them, and they're gonna make it out. When the Lord starts bringing all hell worldwide, like to the point where mass bodies is dropping by the thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, the elect is still going to live through that, man. Yeah. And it's going to take what? It's going to have to take a power from the Lord, man. All right, go ahead.
Which fear before him, but it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before the Most High.
Yeah, it's not going to go well with Esau. All right.
And it's evident with those wildfires and all the other destruction that's going on right now.
Yeah.
It shows you that Esau's time is up, you know, and his kingdom its infrastructure is crumbling. It's literally burning.
Hey, and those wildfires, it seems like they get worse every year.
They do.
This year topped last year. Last year's wildfires topped the year before that.
One this year coming too.
Yeah.
Worse than this one.
The Most High, he ain't playing, man. You know, but like fire always been a major judgment that the Most High always used. You know, that's part of the Lord's vengeance. All right, the Lord sending fire among you devils whose ancestors had a bunch of slaves, and you was, you know, raping your slaves, beating your slaves, lynching them, killing them. You know, and you living off of the benefits of what they done. All right.
I got some.
Yeah.
This is 2 Peter chapter 3. I'm gonna start at verse 7. It says, "But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
Yep.
But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness." Right? Esau don't think this day was coming. And then a lot of you 2/3 don't think the day coming either.
You don't think Esau could be taken out, taken
Out
away.
of power. Yeah.
Mhm. It says, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
And that all is talking about Israel.
Yep.
He rather that all Israel come to repentance, man. Because it's already written out for the other nations in Esau.
Yep.
They can't repent. The Lord's going to come and do his thing against all these nations, man. All right. It tells you that was that Jeremiah 25, how he's going to take that cup and he's going to pass it to each nation and nation, man. Yep. They all going to drink the cup of the Lord's fury, man, his wrath. All right. All nations, man. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 25:15. "For thus saith the Lord Yahweh of Israel unto me, take the wine cup of this fury at my hand, and cause all the nations to whom I send thee to drink. And they shall drink and be mad." That's like, and they shall drink and be moved and be mad because of the sword that I will send to them.
Yeah, that's the Most High. He's sending all these different plagues. That's the Lord sending his sword down, man, as a punishment. All right, you go over to the Middle East right now, kids dropping dead from air strikes. It's just a straight war zone over there, man.
There's people in Yemen is having a baby.
Yemen, the children are basically starved out, man.
Yeah.
All right, like you literally look at what's going on over there. The U.S. the Saudis been using the U.S. as a muscle to help them continue to starve out those Yemenis. All right, them children look worse than them Cushite kids, man.
Yep.
They look worse than them so-called Ethiopians.
Worse.
Worse. Go look it up, man.
Swollen stomachs. Worse.
And now I guess they just came out and said, well, the U.S. don't keep giving us fuel to help us assist with destroying these people, because the America is the helping hand behind what's happening in Yemen, man. All right, so all this wickedness that's being sown by Babylon, it's not a coincidence that the Lord is bringing this place down the way he's doing it, man.
Hey, but as a man of the Lord, we've been telling you that all the judgments that have been going out to the rest of the world for all these years and haven't been touched America, we kept telling you it's going to get here and it's going to come here worse.
Yeah. And
you thinking, oh, it's just wildfires, a couple nightclub shootings or whatever, or bars or whatever, a concert. You don't understand. This is just him starting over here. He's not even warm yet. He's not even getting warmed up.
Jeremiah said Babylon is a golden cup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Why is it gonna get worse though, bro? Because America is so used to instantaneous things. They're used to the delicacies. All the rest of these other countries, they don't have the hotels like America do. They not into they like sports or soccer, things like that, but they not dealing with all the different reality TV shows, and what America gives you is that prosperity. They give you a sense of prosperity here. The land flowing with milk and honey. That's what every place sees here. It's kind of the decadence.
They make you believe you come here and just live decadently, man. When decadence is not a good way to live.
You got 24-hour food here in America. It's
every kind. You can go to any other country and go to a regular family. They not gonna throw out none of their leftovers. They gonna eat out. They gonna eat it all up. But you got here, especially in Vegas. We see it every day. It's a buffet every day. Every hour of the day, you can go to a buffet, or it's fast food spots open all day. You can go to a 24-hour grocery store. You don't have to go in the field to pick your fruits, pick your vegetables. They gotta
You don't have to like you, but you don't have to even grow your own food over here.
Yeah.
These other countries, they don't grow. Their harvest don't come in. They don't eat.
Yeah. As a country.
Yeah.
They don't. You don't. In America, you don't have to go out and go hunt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that. Like you always bring up the saying. People here in America, they hunt for fun, while other people in those different countries, they hunt because they starving.
He said the joke was Chris Rock. He said America's the only place in the world that people hunt on a full stomach. Think about that one. Hunt on a full stomach.
Now, quickly. This is Isaiah 47 and verse 8. It says, "Therefore, hear now this, thou that are given to pleasures." And that pleasures is the decadence the brothers is talking about, man. When you just overindulge because you have an excessive amount of everything, man. But hey, ancient Rome had everything at one point. And what happened with that empire? They couldn't afford to keep that up too long. Keep spending on the military, keep spending on the bread and circuses, the government aiding programs. You know what I'm saying? All that, the bread and circuses, food stamps. It's only for so long that you can keep funding that shit, man. You're doing what you call deficit spending. You don't have the amount of money that you keep spending, man.
They're spending more.
So that's what,
but then they're bringing in.
Much like America.
So this place is going out economically, man. The Lord is sending all type of natural disasters on this place. All right, he's bringing all type of stuff, man. And the minute of the Lord, we could foresee how everything is going to go because the scriptures already tells you, man.
Right.
Everybody else, they're blinded to it, man. All right. Let me finish this. It says, that dwelleth carelessly. Yeah, that carefree attitude. Everybody is all, they feel like they secure because they in Babylon and we got a strong military. We got honorable.
I don't live in the mountains when wildfires come or landslides. Or I don't stay in the hood where the gang violence and the cops are shooting people. You think because you live in a place where it don't directly affect you now, it will.
How it's going to happen is a lot of those wildfires are up in those hills. Where those animals know how to get out of Dodge. And what are they gonna resort to? Your cities.
Yep.
Hey, I'm gonna say this, man. The cities are gonna be the worst places to be in that day. That's gonna be the worst place to be. Because there's gonna be so much violence. Because there's gonna be too many people fighting for the scarce resources. That doesn't work. That's when you're in an environment like that. It's kill or be killed. You got the strongest strong shall survive, man. Survival of the fittest.
So they show you that in the movie, the Belko Experiment. When they put those exploding chips in the head of all the people. But basically locked them inside of their workplace and basically said, all right, basically they put out a quota that you got to kill this many people or everybody else gonna be killed. So what happened? It's starting an internal war.
Man. And this is all judgment, man. This is all a judgment from the Heavenly Father, man. All right, and the brother he put a code precept, man. Like Shalom, this brother GMSVegasSitdowns, Yahweh the Gabar Yahweh the Shalom, he put Tobit 4 and 13. It says, "Now therefore, my son, love thy brethren and despise not in thy heart thy brethren, the sons and daughters of thy people, and not taking a wife of them, for in pride is destruction and much trouble, and in lewdness is decay, and great want, for lewdness is the mother of famine." Exactly, man. And that's why even it tells you in was that 2nd Ezra 16 how it says victual shall be good cheap on earth, and then shall sudden destruction come. America is so caught up in the lifestyle, man, that false glory, man. That golden cup that's deceiving the nations, man. And then when these nations, when they finally come over here, they see it, they oh man, this ain't what I thought it was. They grew up living in Thailand somewhere, looking at
and they see
American Idol and these different these concerts and the entertainment.
Movies.
These movies, Hollywood.
And they think what they see on TV it was what it really is. When they get over here, they say this ain't shit.
Yeah, man.
God, America is really like a big circus surrounded by a bunch of shit. You know,
Yeah,
you
that's
gotta go
exactly
through
what it is.
all the poop, all the feces in order to enjoy it. You know, and you can't because you still gonna always smell it.
Right. This is back in Isaiah 47. You didn't leave with
No, I
that,
think
right? All right. It says, therefore, hear now this, thou art given to pleasure. This is talking about Babylon when you read up Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Which that's talking about America, United States.
Yep.
All right. It says, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Yeah, they're like untouched.
Yeah.
You're gonna be defiled, man. The Most High is beginning to defile you right now.
Yeah.
Just the very beginning. He ain't. Hey, when you hit it, bro.
This is Matthew 24, and I'm gonna start at 6.
Yep.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrow.
All these are just the beginning. This ain't it. The stuff we see now ain't it. This is just the beginning of it. These people running for their life.
Still what?
It's still running water, right? It's still running water out here. You can still drink water, bad or whatever. It's still water, man. When there's none.
For instance, them fucking Luciferians that live up in Calabasas and those areas in Southern California where the fires is going on.
Yep.
A lot of them celebrities, they was able to evacuate with no issue, and they know that we got insurance, or everything will be paid for, everything that's damaged. They got properties other places everywhere else. You know, they ain't really trip like that, man. You know, but pretty soon it's gonna get to a point where it doesn't matter where you at. It don't matter where you at.
Only within the strong tower of Yahweh gonna be the only safe place in this land.
That's it. That's it, man.
Yeah, that was it.
It's come. Oh, that was it. It says that dwellest carelessly, that says in thine heart, I am. Right?
Out of many one.
Right? Basically, you saying that's that pride, that God complex, man. Because Most High, he says he is, man.
Yep.
But here in America, the so-called white man, because of his technology and his wealth, his material wealth, and everything that he got, his military, he thinks he's on the level of the Most High, man. You know,
this base ass man has gone to this level to where the Most High allowed him to get to a level to where he thinks he's on the level of the Most High.
Lowest of the low, man.
It's the lowest man on the planet. Just showing you how powerful the Most High God is.
And he brought him up to the status that he's at right now, and you know, and he's the seed.
He is like an earthly God-like power right now. If you look at what he got.
To these Edomites and these 2/3 niggas,
right?
You know,
but when the Most High give the glory, which we'll get into, you're gonna see the difference of what God-like power is.
You're gonna see the difference for real power, real wealth. You know, the real righteous way to live your life.
Right.
It says, and none else beside me, I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children.
What he read?
But these two things shall come to thee in a moment and one day.
Hey, them people that got burnt up, that happened to them already, and that's still part of the beginning of sorrows. They ain't even kicked off yet. Them people got out easy. Them people got out easy, man.
Yeah.
For real. People that's passing it in these times, they're getting off easy. They better hope they don't come back real quick.
Everywhere Esau is turning, anywhere Esau is at, he can't turn his neck without there being a mass shooting, you know, wildfires, just great death, man.
Perdition around it. You love perdition around it.
But everything that he's dished out is coming back on him. All that destruction, all that evil that he's been sending on the world, and now it's all starting to come back on his ass, man.
And he's
a victim. He's becoming a victim. You know. No, you the one that dished it out. It tells you that with Job 4 and 8. He that plow iniquity and sow wickedness shall reap the same, man. All right. It says, But these two things shall come to thee in a moment and one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thy enchantments.
Yep.
For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness.
Yep. All of them's wicked.
All your witchcraft, man.
Yep. Witchcraft.
All your deception, your lies. Like Hollywood, for example, Hollywood is one big demonic
System.
It's sorcery.
Cold.
It's straight up. It's just straight up sorcery,
It's
man.
a cauldron of wickedness, man.
You
That's
know?
where all the melting pot of wickedness comes to.
Yeah.
It's right there, and they take that vibration, they mix it all up, and they push it out on the people, man. Right there in Hollywood.
Right there, man. You know, so it's good that Cali is getting that fire, man.
Mm-hmm.
That hot fire, man.
Right.
All right. It says, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall
That's
evil.
literally the money here in America, the so-called white man's face is on. E pluribus unum is a Latin word, meaning out of many one. He think he is and no one else, man. All the nations of the earth, he's the top dog.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It says, thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. And like it says in Ezekiel, you know, because he's wiser than Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the children of this world is wiser than the children of light. Esau, because of the technology and him being a so-called Luciferian, which, you know, he holds the knowledge, but on the left-hand side, that's where he gets all his pride from. You know, he knows how he does his deep research and studies. You know, he knows what's going on in the heavens, you know, before the people know. You know, he has the technology to figure out when a hurricane or a tropical storm or earthquake or something is getting ready to happen. You know, yeah, man. And he even knows how to cause them with his heart program. Okay, so that type of power will put a mortal man. It will put him in so-called God status, man.
Right.
Because of that power that he has, but his left hand power. Just like Pharaoh thought he was on high, man. Con. Yeah. All right.
Sorcerers.
Yep. It says, and it's a lot. Look at all the shit that he's creating with that with that technology, man.
We're using it for evil.
Nothing but straight up evil, man.
He ain't done nothing with all his positions of power. This man did nothing good on the earth. Everything that looks like he could have, that looks like he's feeding the homeless. He created the homeless, man.
Yeah.
You know, he looks like he's feeding the people in Houston with he's killing them people, man. He always has a sinister underlying reason for everything he does.
He's feeding the homeless and he's giving them GMO expired food.
Thank
Go
ahead.
This is going back to Cain. Curse on Cain. Genesis 4:11. Well, I'm starting 12. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. So that basically means when you farm or when you create things out of the earth with the elements, it's not going to give you the full strength, man. Because you're doing it on the left hand, the wicked side, man.
Yep. Anything you do is never going to reach its full potential because it was done for the wrong reason.
Right. Yeah.
A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth.
Mm-hmm. Everybody got looking for you. Everybody want a piece of you. You're a wanderer, vagabond's a wanderer, and a fugitive, we know what a fugitive is, a wanted man. You're going to be able to chase growth. And right now, these curses is chasing you.
Yeah.
They about to catch you. They starting to catch some of y'all.
Hey, like it says in Revelation, the Lord is he's going to destroy those that destroy the earth. Esau, he's been the number one destroyer of the earth, man. Everything that he creates, all his corporations, his factories, you know, he's causing the earth's pollution. And you got Moab that's basically in arms race competing in technology, and they're also contributing to the destruction of the world, man. They got over 14,000 factories in China, man, that's releasing all type of pollution into the skies. And then the elder Yashawamba put out the report how well, I think over 600,000 children are dying a year from just the pollution.
That's why if you
Breathing in this air, man.
That's why they want wrong with the mask.
That's what I was just about to say.
So that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I do that.
Yeah, because they can't breathe.
Yeah.
Well, they
Yeah.
from that.
Especially like these,
Yeah.
motorbikes that come over here from, you see, I see them in the airport,
Mhm.
and they got the mask on the plane.
Yeah.
Right.
When they came over, when all the Olympians went to Beijing, they had to wear that, man, because they realized the pollution was so bad. When they showed the live footage of Beijing and the bird's nest, whatever, I forgot whatever they called the stadium.
Yeah.
But it was you
Yeah.
could see the pollution sitting thick. That wasn't small. That was pollution sitting right there.
That's why all nations got to go in the
They gotta go down, man. You know, that's why the Lord's gonna make war with the nations, and He's gonna judge them.
Right.
You know, hey, Moab, he's really competing with Esau, man.
Yeah,
He's seeing that Esau is
prospering in that.
is so prosperous, you know, so successful in his wickedness, and they like, well, shit, if he's getting the glory in that, we might as well do the same. It tells you that in second Ezra, what was that 16 maybe, where it talks about how Asia is partaker with the glory of Babylon.
Yeah,
16. You know, so they're even getting the motivation to become just as proud, man.
And when it's
They getting the ideas that they getting to create their technology. They getting it from Esau. They're following Esau,
when
man.
they say Moab is like washpot, that really means like money laundering. He's
Right.
keeping America going. But knowing America's pushing out wickedness, you gonna keep them going.
Yeah.
Supposed to let this thing fizzle out and die, but you keeping it going.
Those
So you
nations,
can profit.
those nations that ate deliciously
Exactly.
off
Mhm.
Babylon.
Yeah, well,
Right.
Moab going to the dollar bill, to the fiat currency on paper.
Yeah.
Moab was the first that done that shit.
Right.
You know, Esau was just taking that from Moab. That's what
Right.
Esau do. He take his the gods, and ideas from the other nations,
Right.
and he conform it,
To him.
on
To
himself.
him.
Say he's the inventor of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he fought.
So Moab, man, is a fucked up nation too, man.
Yeah.
They need to go down.
What does scripture say? What nation have not taken part in her spoils? Have taken part in her spoils?
Well, that's dealing with Jake Israel, talking about the other nations. The brother posted it, second Ezra 16 and 46.
Yeah.
And thou Asia, that matter of fact, get it real quick, bro. Get that.
Second Ezra 16 and 46.
Mhm.
Okay.
46?
Oh no, it's not.
Or is it 56?
56.
He quoted it.
Yeah, the brother posted it.
46.
16 and
It's not 56.
is it 56?
It's not 56.
How's that not there?
Is it in the 50s? Yeah, check 15.
Yeah, he said 15 and 46.
Yeah, 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
15 to 46. Second Ezra. And thou Asia, that are partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person, woe be unto thee.
That's why it's like. That's why you go in these tourist parts of your cities, and Moab is always walking around. Out here in Vegas, Moab stay a little China flag walking around.
They got Moab channels. They got Moab channels in the hotels.
Yeah. A lot of these casinos is catered to Moab.
They have casinos with a Asian theme and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's why when you people that go out to China and those different cities out there, a lot of their technology, a lot of their everything is influenced by the West, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a westernized country, man.
I have a family member that just went to Thailand. He says everything over there is in English.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of this stuff is like like westernized.
They got mainstream fast food chains out there.
All them dialects, Asian dialects, but they speak English.
Yeah. Another thing too is like the fashion and things like that. Especially when you look into Moab and Ammon and all them, when they come to the Americas, they like the expensive clothes. They bait Off-White and all those different brands that's real expensive, Supreme and all that stuff. They be decked out with it because that influence from America.
Everybody want to be like Jake Bell.
Yeah. Finish that up.
Verse 47, woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whore, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee.
Yeah, Moab always want to be like America. Most of these nations was like that.
Yep. They become westernized, man. But they did, just like all other nations, they did that so they could become be partakers of our glory. They come over here, they set up business, they generate some wealth, and they bring that wealth back to where they came from, man. A lot of them, they just love America so much, they stay here and just be like, I just want to prosper here in America, man. They women they come out here and lose all morals, just like all the other nations, women, they come over here. Get all loose,
desires out. Some of them other
Hey,
nations.
feminism, which is a Western concept, of course, that started from Esau. Why you think these Asian women are starting to get bold?
Yeah.
If y'all notice, there was a judgment that went forth. It was like 2 weeks ago, where this Moabite driver, he was a bus driver, and he was driving on a bus. And some goop woman, she basically she didn't pay attention to where the bus was going, and she was too late on notifying the driver to stop. So he basically kept going past her stop. So she was trying to get in to stop, and he like, hey, like we're on a bridge right now. I can't really stop. Yeah. And it got to the point where that feminism started to activate in her. She started hooking and swinging on the bus driver while he's driving the fucking bus. While he's driving the bus. And you know what happened right after that? The bus swerved and fell off the bridge into the fucking the water.
Enough to kill everybody.
And killed everybody on board, man. Wow.
That's funny.
Hey,
that's funny.
But that's that influence coming from Babylon, man.
Scared.
See,
new countries used to do.
When you follow the ways of the West, that's what you can expect, man.
Yeah.
It's very destructive, straight up, man.
Wow, that's not
finish that, bro.
That's not some nigga woman stuff.
I mean, that's feminism. Yeah, that's the way that's going all around the world, and that's encouraging these women.
All women of all nations.
They all like being encouraged, man. Thanks to Babylon, man.
So is this place not rightly to be judged?
Done.
2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 48. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore, say
and inventions. Them inventions, man. Basically, it's an arms race with them competing in technology. Yeah. Esau want to come up with a sex robot, a sex doll. Moab want to create their version of the sex doll. We're gonna try to top the American idea. We're gonna introduce and have our version of it in the markets. Our sex doll. She gonna be able to be family oriented. She gonna get up and cook rice for you and all that shit. It's just wickedness, man. Bringing humanity further and further away from their natural order, man. All these creations, the inventions of these nations is bringing more and more destruction upon humanity and on the earth, man.
Right.
This devil talking about. Matter of fact, was it Moab? They were successful in having 2 mice of the same gender.
Yeah.
Have a offspring.
Yeah.
So they all confederate in their wickedness, man. They even talked about launching a fucking artificial moon.
Boom, yeah, to have no street lights.
I mean, all these different things. These nations, literally, they got to get put down, man. They got to be brought down, man. All right, so that's why the Lord is bringing evil. He's passing that cup around.
Yeah.
That's why when you go over there to the Middle East, it's flood. The Most High is flooding it out.
Yeah.
It's a lot of war. It's a lot going on.
Man. How China is colonizing Africa using trade, aid.
That's another one. Yeah, that's another one.
Moabites is going over there. They're buying land. They're getting all those
their military bases up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
African women that establish themselves.
Using a woman. Yep.
And those Moabites is proud as hell, man. They and it's a lot of. I did a I forgot I did a lesson on it, but this Moabite was just talking down to this I don't know if he was a Jacob or a Hamite, but he was talking down, calling them monkeys.
Yeah.
Like
hey, Moab was like Moab was like that. Years ago you walk past Moab, you fighting to see who gonna be more polite.
Oh yeah.
Now this motherfucker walk in front of you like you wasn't there no more. His pride is almost up there with Esau's.
Yeah. And they talk, man, Moab, when they especially over there in China and when they're in their comfort zone, man, they treat you niggas like y'all like worse than Esau, man, sometimes.
Yeah.
Who was reading?
Verse 48, thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore saith Yahweh, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence to waste thy houses with destruction and death.
You just read that in the other chapter, in Isaiah 47. These things don't come upon you in one day and one hour.
Yep. And it tells you in was that Jeremiah, the Lord has seen the pride of Moab. He talks about how he's gonna wage judgment upon Moab. So they're gonna get it too, man. Ammon, they gonna get it. The Most High sent judgment on them. The Most High sent judgment on them, but they still following after Esau. All right,
and they're just after what Esau did to them, they still confederate with him. They had no pride or nothing. You guys get beat into submission.
Can't beat them, join them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but that's why after all this time, it's been that way. But now, with Trump being in office, he's turning that away.
Yeah.
These nations are starting to grow that hatred for this devil, man. Bringing them back to their senses.
It's like as we said before, like they had that can't beat them, join them spirit, because once America sent that bomb upon Hiroshima and Nagasaki, that scared a bunch of countries.
World,
that scared the world, like you said.
That was the aftermath was televised and they had documentaries on it, so everyone saw the destruction of what those bombs could do.
Now that these other countries are getting their technology together, getting their armies, their nuclear arms together, it's like, America ain't nothing. I could be a superpower too, because I got the bomb with me too.
That supersonic missile that Russia has, they said it's 100 times powerful than the Nagasaki and Hiroshima. So, man.
And hypersonic, that means that it goes faster than the speed of sound, man. Yo, and that goes into what Joel 3, what talks about let the weak say now that I'm strong. Hey, and who's providing these nations with that kind of weapon technology? Gog and Magog, Russia. So that's why the Most High got it to where Esau is at conflict with himself.
Ezekiel, the 38th chapter said that he would be a guard unto those weaker nations that will then become strong. That's what he's doing. It's playing out just the way the Most High said it. Okay, and judgment has to go forth, because why? He said it would, for all the acts that these other nations would do and all the people of the earth would do. As well as the glory gotta come, because he said it. The elect will get the glory. His chosen will get it. It's a big thing and this is what you people fail to realize. But you have to understand, Most High said it, and it shall be done. Okay.
Quick script. Now that you done said that, let the script speak.
I got you.
Isaiah 55 and verse 10. It says, "For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud."
Everything's like, bro. Everything has a process and a reason
Yeah.
for it working this way. And that's what the Most High is doing. Everything that he said, he showed it. I need this to happen, for this to happen, for that to happen, all the way around, so I can accomplish this is what I want. Same thing that's going on when he executes his judgment. And that's an analogy he's making of it right there.
It says, "That it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth."
How far is that from bread from seed to bread? That's a lot of little steps that happened in there. But he set it all up to do just that way. Same thing with his prophecies. Go ahead, bro.
"So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it."
It's going to accomplish therefore to where I sent it. It's going to do what I needed to do. I'm going to read. I got to read this, bro. I just got to go with it. Let me start up, bro. This is Second Ezra. You'll see it. You just break down whoever got it. Second Ezra 15:1. "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth." He got it. And look, we weren't going to do this on our own. He made us do this. All right. It says, saith the Lord Yahweh, "and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." That accomplished that so far that I will. I forgot how I said it, you know. It says,
"It shall accomplish that which he pleased."
Yep, that which he pleased. It says, "and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that spake against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, for wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth." And it started off not as bad enough to flood and flush out the whole earth, and then it was okay for a little while. Then it got real bad, and now it just kept escalating, you know, on and on and on to this point. Now it's exceeded past the heavens. Now the Heavenly Father's not going to deal with it no more. All this was the process so he can now have everlasting righteousness on the earth and show his people how to live like gods upon the earth. It was a process to accomplishing that so far that he will. It says, "For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." That's enough. That part of the process is done. I don't need that part no more. It says, "Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness." With these fires, all these judgments, he ain't the reward for wickedness is judgment, man. Harsh death is native.
Wages of sin is death.
Yep. All the negativity, you know.
Yep.
It says, "which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves."
Man.
Yeah.
Let's deal with California since it's on fire right now.
Hey,
you got the porn industry originated in California.
I gotta say this.
They got all type of ranch where they film these porno films for all type of deviant, debauched, depraved, immoral things go down, man. It's vile, man. A lot of souls get taken up in those hills, man.
I want to say this, bro. All those people that push out the wickedness in Hollywood live in the places where these fires is at right now.
Kim Kardashian, that witch, the Kardashian, they live up there.
That coven of witches.
Yeah.
Over there.
Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner, he had to evacuate. That demon had to evacuate. You know. And these are all witches, man. They're high-level witches in Hollywood.
Right.
Okay. Bohemian Grove is there, where they sacrifice children. Yeah. We can go on and on, man.
Just the name Hollywood itself.
Yeah. It's based on witchcraft. Okay. And then the pride that's there. Everybody's very pretentious, superficial. You got a bunch of proud homosexuals just running wild out there, man. I know y'all, hey, because we all know about Atlanta. All right, that's the black flag mecca of Babylon, and then you got San Francisco. That's like one of the capitals.
Yep, it might be it's the most known.
It's the most known capital. But don't sleep on California, man. Don't sleep on Long Beach.
Yeah.
And don't sleep on Hollywood.
West Hollywood.
West Hollywood, man. They push that shit heavy out there.
There's parades in all three of those spots you just named.
And
that's just Southern California.
That's just in California. Yeah, Southern Cali. All right. So it's beautiful what the Most High is doing over there, man. I pray. I hope the Lord keep that fire burning, man.
Yep. Burn it down.
Burn all that shit up, man.
Brothers be good.
May Yahweh Shai protect the Ahchyam and their families that's there, man. Right. But outside of that, man, fuck this place, man. But hey, like I made a lesson a day ago. What you see is just indicative of what's to come on the whole entire Babylon.
Right.
All of America's getting ready to get that treatment, man. It's gonna be worse. It ain't gonna be no trees standing up.
Nah.
There ain't gonna be no automobiles. Oh man, that used to be a Audi. You ain't gonna see a trace of nothing. It's just everything is gonna be reduced to debris.
I gotta go back. I gotta go back to you got yours right now. Yeah. You gotta get it.
And when the Lord brings this judgment, this is when the Lord is gonna ultimately glorify his men. Because the men of the Lord, Esau is gonna come for us. Because we're the ones that's putting it back in his face that these judgments are because of your wickedness. And instead of acknowledging his sins, his wickedness, he's gonna harden his heart to where, he's gonna try to silence us and try to put us out, man. Demonize us. Yeah. They're gonna be trying to even frame us and try to say that we're responsible for some of the attacks that's gonna be happening all throughout the country. So they're gonna find a way. The elite is gonna find a way to try to get us off the streets and to put us in those concentration camps. They're gonna try to force us with the chip. They got the guillotines already in those FEMA concentration camps. So we already know what the deal is. That's why the Lord's gonna have to give us that glory, man.
That's right.
He's gonna have to give us that power. Okay.
That's why he's gonna get bad. We have to send Michael the Archangel down to protect us.
Yeah, exactly. Before we get that, well, you had a scripture.
Back in 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10, it says, "But the day of the Lord Yahweh will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise."
The heavens. All right. And right now, the heavens are under Esau's reign, his rulership. All right. He runs the current heavens, man. He got his little space force. He got, it says he set his nest among the stars. Well, that same the current heavens is going to be on fire when the Lord ultimately shows up and bring the ultimate judgment upon his devil. See, these devils in Cali, they just getting a little taste, a little small taste.
It can touch you too.
All right, go ahead.
It says, "And the elements shall melt with fervent heat." And I brought that because he said there ain't gonna be no Audis, no cars, no trees, none of that. Everything gonna get back reduced down to the elements, man. Down to grits of sand and ash.
Bare minerals.
Yep, that's right, bro. It says down to sulfur, right? Which is on the element table. It says and the earth also, and the works that are therein shall be burnt up.
Yeah.
we did a lesson.
We did a lesson on
the elements are in this. That's gonna be burnt up is all your wickedness, your philosophies, this everything that you put forth, everything you put your
Everything that you built.
built here, it's gonna be burnt
It
up.
tells you in Malachi, though he shall build,
I will
Yeah,
throw down.
I will throw down.
That's
So all his works is going to be burnt up.
Everything that you established.
Just like you Edomites that got your house burnt down, you think, okay, we're gonna
Rebuild.
rebuild. Most High is gonna throw that shit back down.
Right.
You're gonna throw it all. He's gonna throw down the idea that we've been living where you think you want to live.
Yeah.
He's gonna throw everything down.
But that's why he going to make this place a desolate wilderness.
Yep.
Because ain't nobody going to be able to return and build anything. Just like nobody showed up to rebuild ancient Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yep.
He left that place for an example for all nations.
Mm-hmm.
And America has that that pride that they feel that even though they're the most educated society, they don't have to learn. They don't have to learn from the mistakes of their history.
Yeah.
You keep repeating the same shit that these other empires before you did, and you think that it's gonna be different for you.
It's insanity. Definition of insanity. Doing the same thing, expecting a different result.
Yep.
Because judgment against an equal work is not executed speedily. You think it's working. We'll keep reading. It says, verse 11, seeing that then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons are ye ought to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Talk to you Jakes out there, man, you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans. You got to be in, this is the only thing that can protect you. What is that going to be? That's going to be the glory that the Most High will give us that will protect us. Starting with glorifying his name. Having his name is a glory. Think about it,
The
man.
Holy Spirit.
Yeah, the Holy Spirit and
being endowed with the Holy Spirit, that's glory, man.
To have the name of the Heavenly Father, man, and his Spirit to be working with you, the Holy Spirit to be working with you, that's glory.
That's a precious gift.
That is a precious gift. And faith to go with that, man, that's a precious gift.
Yeah, that's what you glory in. You don't glory in having muscles and might and having a bunch of cars, a bunch of women, or because you got smarts and wisdom according to this world. That's the stuff that you don't glory in, man.
Right.
You glory in because the Most High, he's working with you, man.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Because while you're grabbing that, I'm gonna say this, because a lot of people on the earth still don't know the name of the Most High God. Still don't know that it's not Jesus or God or Allah or whatever, Buddha, whatever the name.
Sure.
Yeah, it's none of those.
Well, them devils in California, they using the name Jesus.
They ain't dancing, man.
That's all they've been using out there. They've been saying prayers while they trying to get away from escape the fires, man. You ain't finna put out that fires calling on that on Serapis name.
Yep.
This is Jeremiah 9 and 23. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might. Let not the rich man glory in his riches, but let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, that I am the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth, for in these things I delight, saith the Lord."
That he is, and he is a rewarder, as well as a rewarder to the wicked, man. He's rewarding everybody right now for your works, whether they be good or evil.
That's right.
In fact, I gotta read that. Second Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10. For we must all appear before. Now, this all isn't just all the Israelites. This is everybody, all flesh, right? All appear before the judgment seat of the Most High God, of Yahweh Shai, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he had done, whether it be good or bad. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord Yahweh, we persuade men, but we are made manifest unto the Most High. And how? Because he is a rewarder unto us, because we're doing the right things. He gave us his Spirit. That's one way of the reward. He gave us his name. That's another way of the reward. Faith. That's another way of the reward. It's going to lead us to the glory that we're going to get. Lord willing, we're those men.
They're the mysteries, the secrets, the gift of breaking down these prophecies, man.
Right.
That's a glory that we glorify the Lord in that, man.
Right.
All right. And the Lord is as these things are escalating, notice how the spirit is getting heavier and heavier upon the Ahchyam and the body, man. Brothers are tightening, you know, things up. You know, brothers are building their faith and their character up, man. You know, we're maturing and wisening in the spirit, becoming more and more diligent, man. Pushing out the videos, prophesying. Hey, man, the spirit is increasing.
The body is getting stronger.
It's getting stronger, man. The Most High is charging up his body, man.
Right.
It's like it's getting charged up right now. So that's why the second half of this lesson, prepare for the glory.
Yep.
The Lord he's building this thing up, man. And you could feel it, man.
Right.
Sooner or later, man, brothers gonna be shooting fire out their eyes, man.
Hey, brothers already
brothers gonna be healing brothers, man.
Already casting demons on people, you know.
Yeah.
Stuff like that's already going down, man.
That's why the Lord always comfort us about the tribulations that's getting ready to happen. Hey, be of good cheer. I overcame it. Don't worry about these evils that's gonna come. Yep. I'm gonna deliver you from the same. Yep. The hour of temptation. You know? Straight up, man. Go ahead,
that's pretty much. Well, it says, and I trust also are made manifest in your consciences, meaning you know the difference. You know you're supposed to be doing the right thing. A lot of the other nations in the other 2/3, they don't think about that. Esau definitely don't think about the consequences of what's gonna happen.
Nope. He says, "I am," and who else? Yeah. You know, he has the attitude of Most High. He doesn't see me. You know. As a matter of fact, I know he see that those Israelites. I know he see that they are going off. Look at them. They eat pork. You know, they over there selling drugs to each other. That's the false accuser of thy brother, man.
Accuse us day and night.
Accuse us day and night.
Yeah,
but he think he's slick. Like the Most High don't see that he's the one that provided the tools for Jake to destroy themselves.
Right.
He's the one that's setting that snare.
Yeah.
What the scripture, whose possessors slay them and
hold themselves not guilty. Yeah, man.
Real quick, back in 2 Peter 3, it says, "Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons are ye ought to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Most High, Yahweh Shem Shai, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth,
man,
wherein dwelleth righteousness."
That means new rulership. That means new management. That means a new hierarchy, man. All right, a new kingdom, a new set class of people. All right, that's talking about New Jerusalem.
Yep.
New Jerusalem, which is the new upgraded, the newly upgraded, basically the after Jacob went through that transformation. All right, that's the New Jerusalem that's gonna be coming down, man. All right.
Revelation 21. It's Revelation 21:1, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth.
Yeah.
For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away.
That was after Esau and America got wiped out. All those militaries that was building up in the Middle East, they fought with the Lord, Yahweh and the angels just swept them out. You know, just wiped them out. All right, and all you have left is just the nations in awe that the Lord basically just showed his power and might and glory in the earth.
The new heavens and the new earth. I mean, the old heaven and the new earth. I mean, what did it say? Old heaven and new earth.
It says the first heaven and the first earth were passed away.
The first heaven and the first earth was talking about the rulership under Esau. You know, when it said after the dividing of time, Esau, the end of the world, Jacob was the beginning with that follow.
Yep.
So that's the end of this one that we know of now, which is the first, and we'll get the next one. Yep. Wherein dwelleth righteousness.
Yep.
And there was no more sea, and I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
Yeah, finally in the righteous glory, man, the glory that we're supposed to have.
Basically, this was the marriage of Israel This was after the Lord came back and gathered his elect. And when we get caught up into the ships, Lord willing, we those men, we're gonna be joined back to Yahweh Shai, man.
And we gotta match him.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, we gotta match him in that.
Yeah.
We can't be all dirty and crusty down here on the earth, and then he be all in this glory. We gotta be on that level.
And New Jerusalem is the elect, not city coming down.
Yeah, it's not Atlantis turning, from under the
not with the Jehovah wickedness, what they say.
Especially for men of Israel.
Yeah. That's it.
The elect, man.
To show you that it's talking about men and not an actual city just coming down like the stupid ass Christian church teach. Yep. This is Revelation 3 and 12. It says, "Him that overcometh, will I make a pillar in the temple of my power, my God, and he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my God and the name of the city of my God, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my God. And I will write upon him my new name."
And he writes this.
And who's going to overcome? The elect. So that's the New Jerusalem.
Yerushalayim.
Yeah, people before a place.
Yeah, I think it's Yerushalayim, the city of peace. Which is the people. We're going to inhabit the city of peace, which is going to be the earth at that point when we come down. Okay, but we have to have that glory first to set things right.
And the Lord's gonna have to be with us and protect us through all the evils, all the judgments that he's bringing down. He's about to keep us safe.
Yep.
All right. The Lord, when you read in was that 2nd Esdras 9, it talks about how the Lord had created a cluster that he made perfect.
Yep.
And he basically said, "Let the multitude perish wherein that was born in vain."
Yep.
But keep my cluster, man.
It's like the same men that's the 7,000 men that's not gonna bow their knee down to buy out.
Yep. Exactly. All right. So the Lord basically view these men as they're pure, just like a woman that's a virgin who haven't been defiled by another man.
That's why they're gonna make. That's why they're gonna make the Heavenly Father's gonna make us white.
God, it's the same men that got that mark of exemption.
Yeah. Because you're not gonna touch. If you have an obedient wife that you love and she's pure, you're not gonna judge her. You're not gonna put hands on her.
Right.
You're gonna actually protect her and keep her safe. That's what the Lord's gonna do with his New Jerusalem, his bride, man. Okay, that's part of the glory. Because basically, when Yahweh Shai comes back, he's already in his glory. He's sitting on the right hand of glory.
He left in glory.
He left in glory. All right, and even the apostles, the apostles that were with him, he showed them a little inkling of glory by giving them the Holy Spirit. So when they went out on the scene and they start teaching Israel, they had the Holy Spirit to perform miracles.
Right.
They had a form of a spiritual power. Right. So basically, the Lord's going to be giving that back to us, man.
Should I read that? 2nd Esdras 9?
Before you get that, I had a quick scripture. This is 1 Maccabees. Selected. I'm in 2nd Maccabees. 1 Maccabees chapter 15. It's a lot. How's it go? Yeah, made the people, the place for the people. Here we go. This is 2nd Maccabees 5 and 19. It says, "Nevertheless, the Most High did not choose the people for the place's sake, but the place for the people's sake." All right, and that's how you know that Jerusalem is talking about the people, because Jerusalem is the capital of Israel.
Yep.
Okay.
And for Zion or the monument.
Yep.
To put it that way. Yep. All right, so I'm gonna read this over here. 2nd Esdras chapter 9. I'm gonna start up at 18. It says, "And now when I prepared the world which was not yet made, even for them to dwell in that now live, no man spake against me. For then everyone obeyed, but now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed, and by a law which is unsearchable, rid themselves. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril, because of the devices that were come into it, and I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster and a plant of a great people, because of all of the destruction that he had and all of the wickedness that was continued to what's the word I want, that kept growing in the earth, I'll say, for lack of a better term. He had a righteous seed that was perpetual. Okay, and it started with, I'm not gonna get that deep, but it started with, I'm gonna say it anyway. But it started with that with the Ahchyam, all the way through the time. All right, until this time now.
Right, because you think about it, he said the cluster is great. That's fruit.
Mm-hmm.
That's his first fruit.
That's right.
His first pick, man. Before the foundations of the world, before everything was created, the elect was created through Yahweh Shai, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and he chose them to be his special spirits unto him, just like Yahweh Shai is a special spirit unto the Most High, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and guess what? When that day come, the way Yahweh Shai was glorified, because he asked Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai asked the Most High to get that glory that he had with him since the beginning, and then he basically said that same glory that he got, he's gonna grant it unto those that he prayed for. That was John the 17th chapter, man. All right, so not only is the Lord gonna keep them safe, he's also gonna give them that power, man. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, it says verse 22, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and we said, willing to show my wrath. You know, from Romans the 9th.
Because those that was born in vain, that's talking about the rest of the nation.
Yeah.
The 2/3.
Yeah.
Let them perish. Because all this judgment the Most High is bringing, he's going to bring judgment upon Jake as well as the other nations. All of them, they all going to get jacked up.
It was different in Egypt when he said, let there be a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
Yep.
Now, there's no difference between the 2/3 and the other nations.
Never.
Just of the elect and everybody else.
Yep.
Not all Israel is of Israel.
Yep.
It says, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept in my plant. For with great labor have I made it perfect. Mm-hmm. Nevertheless, if thou wilt cease yet 7 more days, but thou shalt not fast in them.
That's it.
Yeah, that was it.
Was you holding?
This brother has to hold
and it's a lot here. We kind of all over the place, man. You know, we just really going by the spirit. You know, we going, you know, touching different things as we. You know, you go to certain scriptures, man, stuff just come out and it jumps out at you. The spirit just moves you like that, man. You know, but what we hitting at is in the midst of, you know, the Most High bringing his judgment upon these other nations and Jake, the Lord's actually going to be protecting his men, and he's going to give them that power, man. You know, yep.
2nd Ezra chapter 2 verse 26 and read down to 30.
Somebody get Isaiah 65.
As for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall none one of them perish, for I will require them from among thy number. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrow, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance.
The difference, hey, when people see the elect walking around while we're still down here, they don't know there's a difference. We gonna look, well, I say we like that, right? The world those men. Hey, they're gonna look the same as everybody else that's bugged out. We're gonna have a different look in our. We already have a different look in our eyes.
Like when these natural disasters and these fires happen, we just walk around like it's regular old day.
Yeah,
everyone else is frantic and
crying and we rejoice.
Vegas strong and all this shit, you know. Yeah. We just like, hey.
Yeah, we laughed about that shooting last year, man. We was happy, man. We praised Yahweh Shai, man.
Yeah.
You know, because we had just left the strip.
Yeah,
when that Edomite got over, them Edomites, I ain't gonna say that Edomite, because we all know it wasn't just that Patsy.
Yeah.
All right. But when he got loose that night, we brothers we had just left the strip.
Yeah.
And then by the time we got home, we were just finding out and hearing about that shit going down, man.
Yep.
So the Lord is always with his men, always.
Mhm.
All right. And we was teaching on the strip back then.
All right.
Yeah.
We knew that was going to be the end of that too. We looked at it, it's probably going to end that.
Mm-hmm.
A couple more weeks and they kicked us out off the strip.
Yep. So like what the brother just read, the men of the Lord, they're going to be protected, man. And they're going to be preserved. All right. That's part of the salvation, and to be preserved from evil, from the Lord's wrath, man, his fury.
Part of the glory.
Yep. Read that again.
27. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. The heathen shall envy thee, as 2/3 and of the other nations, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord. My hand shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell. Be joyful, O thou mother, with thy children, for I will deliver thee, saith the Lord.
So the Most High, he's gonna be with his men. All right. When it's Jumanji, it's looking like Jumanji out in the streets, all type of wild beasts, flowing through the streets, famine, people eating their children, all type of bloodshed, gunfire, all type of stuff is gonna be happening. The men of the Lord, they're gonna be walking in peace, man. It's gonna be just like the book of Eli. Just strolling through and walking in the spirit, man.
Right.
The men of the Lord, they're gonna be constantly in the spirit, man.
Guided by the spirit.
They're gonna be guided by the spirit.
Right.
Okay.
I got a precept.
Yep. And the Lord's gonna have to do this ultimately up until the Lord finally changes this corruptible body. Then that's when we really gonna be in Yahushua's likeness.
That's right.
That's when we gonna really have the power to manipulate the elements and all that other stuff, man. And that's basically what that's gonna happen after we go into the ships.
Right.
We gonna be changed like right before we go up, and then we gonna go into the ships, and when we come down, that's that new Jerusalem coming down from heaven, man.
That's right.
And that's how we're gonna be able to subdue all the nations and their armies and all that stuff, man. We're gonna get busy, man. But first, we gotta get that same glory of Yahushua, man, because he said in it was at Romans 8 that we're gonna be joint heirs with him.
Right now, Romans 8:17. If children, then heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Yahushua. If so be that we suffer with him, that we may also be also glorified together.
We also may be glorified together.
That
so that means that we're gonna have to suffer, persecution. We're gonna have to suffer through Jacob's trouble. All right, being persecuted. We're gonna have to go through all that. Esau is gonna be putting in the news that we're a cult. We're a hate group. It's gonna be a lot going on. So we're gonna have to go through that. But going through that, we're gonna be glorified, man. Okay.
This 1 Peter 4:13 says, but rejoice in as much as you are partakers of Yahushua's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy.
Because we gonna get the glory also.
If ye be reproached for the name of Yahushua, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory.
They reproached him when he was trying to reveal to the world who he was, even amongst his own people.
For the spirit of glory and of the Most High resteth upon you. On their part he is evil spoken of, but on your part he is glorified.
When there's another part that the brother had asked for earlier, that start with his own people.
That was 17.
Yes.
For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High Yahweh?
Because let me say this: the Lord is purging his men right now.
Oh yeah.
They're going through that refining process. It tells you that in was that 2 Corinthians 11, where it talks about how if we shall judge ourselves, the Lord, he dealing with us. He chastises us, but it's better for us to be judged that he don't judge us with the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
the Lord, that's completely separate, man.
Yeah.
What the Lord got in stores for this wicked ass world, that's completely separate, man. It's best that you actually go through the hell now. Go through that refining process. Go through the furnace of adversity, man. You know, get persecuted for Yahweh Shai's sake, man.
Right.
Don't be ashamed to be contrary to what this world is telling you to be. All right. It tells you that in was that Isaiah, Jeremiah, how he that make himself righteous, he maketh himself a prey. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't be ashamed of the gospel of Yahweh Shai, man.
Hey, the world will hate you for being righteous, but guess what?
Yeah.
But the Most High will love you for it, man.
Exactly.
And then whose love counts more?
Yep.
Knowing that the elements shall melt away with fervent heat, what manner of man are you supposed
to be?
Yeah.
And the suffering that comes with that is it doesn't compare to the amount of glory you're gonna receive for it. Right. Man. If you would have read that further in Romans 8, it tells you that.
I'm still home.
You know, Romans 8 and was that 18?
Yeah, I'm still home.
You know,
Romans 8 and 18, it says, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us."
Yeah.
For the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of God, Yasharallah, the sons of the power.
Matter of fact, jump to 20. No, read down.
Keep reading, right?
Keep reading.
Yeah.
Read down to like 23.
Yeah, it says, for the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who has subjected the same in hope. Because the creature
that the Most High, he made us subject to hope.
Yep.
We're prisoners of hope.
Expectation.
Because we're expecting that glory to return after we didn't went through the suffering.
Yep.
The Lord put us through this hell because it's to not only refine us and improve us, make us fine like the gold, like precious gold, but it's also to glorify us at the end of that purification.
To make us unlike to him. Hey, that part, the serpent was right about that part. He didn't lie about that part. He lied about that we wasn't gonna die. That's where the lie was at. Right? Yep. Verse 21. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption.
These bodies
from death. Yeah.
These bodies, man.
Chains of darkness.
These bodies are what you call death traps.
We get the victory. Yeah, we get the victory over death. The flesh is your flesh is one of your worst enemies, man.
Yeah. That's what leads to your death, man. Following after your flesh.
Right.
Go ahead.
It says, for we know that the whole creation groaneth. Did I finish that? No, I didn't. 21. I gotta go back.
Yeah.
Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High God.
That's what you becoming adopted as a son of the Most High. Now you are part of that. You're an Ahchyam, man. Yep. You're one of the divine powers.
Right.
When he gives us that glory, you become like how we were before the garden, man.
Yep. Before this corruptible flesh.
All right.
I gotta read it.
You remember going back to the beginning when the powers, when they was doing the creations on the 7 days, and on the day that they created man and beast, yep. they said, "Hey, let us make man in our image, in our likeness."
Yep.
We're gonna go right back to that, man. The Lord gonna make us perfect because in the beginning we were eventually meant to be perfect, yep. But the Lord, like Apostle Paul, broke it down in a few verses up. We were made subject to vanity, not willingly, but for the purpose that what we're talking about now.
Yep, that hope and faith and understanding balanced judgment and all that.
Balanced judgment, understanding good and evil, death.
The knowledge of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, all that has to be learned, has to be experienced, shall I say.
Exactly. So now that when we be made like Yahweh Shai, we're gonna be just like the sons of God, man. We'll be just like Adam and the sons of God before Adam and Eve went off, where all we knew was just righteousness.
Right.
That's when the Lord's gonna put that second covenant. He's gonna put the laws in our inward parts and make us perfect.
Yep.
All right, go ahead. And so we're gonna be what? In his likeness. We could say that, hey, we're just like Yahweh Shai when he was on the earth and he said, I'm the son of the Most High. we could say the same thing. You know? Straight up.
This is real quick. This Psalms 82 and 6. I have said ye are gods, and all of you are the children of the Most High.
That's plain, man.
Yep.
But because of death coming to the world by way of Eve and Adam following her, we fell. Now shall we become mortal men.
Yep.
But when we were angels in our first estate, we couldn't. We were made to be. We were immortal. Okay.
Let me go back.
Would you read?
I was in Romans.
Romans 8.
Yeah.
That was just that one verse I wanted. Verse 18.
Oh, that's what you wanted?
Yeah.
You said read down to 23.
Oh yeah. It's a lot. Yeah, read that again.
In 21, it says,
Yeah.
because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the Most High God. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now through these bodies. That's what we share in common.
Yeah.
It says, and not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit. The first fruits is usually the strongest or the purest or the most potent.
Yeah.
It says, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body.
The redemption of our body, man. Meaning we waiting for the change. We're waiting to be redeemed from these earthly vessels, man, that keeps us trapped in sin.
That's right.
You know?
Our spirits want to get out of this, man. It's our spirits that's trapped in these sinful bodies. Our spirits want to get out of this.
Man.
And the Most High made us subject to that, to these bodies on purpose.
Brothers suffer ailments. You get sick easily. We eating all this garbage, drinking all this poison that Esau is putting in the food and the water, man. Breathing all these chemicals. Our bodies is breaking down every day. We get sinful thoughts. You know, we get wicked thoughts, man. Our bodies be craving certain shit. And it's a fight and struggle just to keep that in subjection, man. So that's we're waiting for the redemption of these bodies, man. But we become like Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai, he was perfect, man.
He didn't have none of them weak thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Even when he was tempted by Satan, he didn't have any weak thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
He stayed strong.
Yeah. And somebody get 1 Corinthians 15.
I got it right.
Oh, you already got it. Start at
It's still more. Let's do on that 1 Peter 4.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is 1 Peter 4:17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh? Mm-hmm. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinful appear? Wherefore, let them that suffer according to the will of the Most High commit the keeping of their souls to Him in well doing as unto a faithful Creator.
How we read that part again? The next verse. Yeah.
Wherefore, let them that suffer.
Them that suffer throughout. Us that suffer, we're suffering righteously. Okay. Unto a faithful Creator, because we know that He's gonna do everything He said He was gonna do. He's gonna bring judgment, and then He's also gonna deliver us into glory.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah, get that in 1 Corinthians 15.
1 Corinthians 15 and 50. Now I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High, neither doeth corruption inherit incorruption. Behold.
Hey, you can't, man. Who wants to mix filth with purity, man? Okay. You got it, bro.
Behold,
because back in Romans 8, you just read it. It said we shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption.
Yep.
These bodies are corrupted. We ain't gonna be able to even get into the ships in these bodies.
And corrupt.
Exactly. Go ahead.
Behold, I show you mysteries. we shall
Yeah,
not.
because a lot that reason why that's such a mystery that we're being able to expound unto you, because no one's thinking. People barely get able to wrap their minds around reincarnation.
Or the
You know,
chariots.
Yeah, into that. We saying we gonna get fresh bodies, just brand new power Superman Hancock type bodies, and live, you know, and all
fly,
these, yeah,
and
do all these wonderful things. And that's fantasy, right? No, our power can do that, and He's gonna do that for us.
I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed.
Sleep meaning not everybody gonna die, man. We all gonna get the fresh, be in a better flesh.
Okay, but even those that are in the grave,
Yep, they gonna get a better body.
They gonna be raised.
They're gonna be the first ones to,
They're gonna be raised and caught up into the ships, man.
And
And they're gonna have that power. Hold that right where you at. Somebody get Psalm 17 and 15 real quick. Psalm 7 and 15.
17?
17. Yeah, Psalm 17, 15.
Psalm 17, I got it. Yeah. 17 and 15, it says it's the last verse, right?
Yep.
As for me, I will behold thy face in righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I awake.
I shall be satisfied when I shall awake.
With thy likeness.
With thy likeness.
That
with his image. With his image, that glory, man. Okay? And it's already beginning with brothers waking up to the knowledge of the truth.
I'm just gonna say this
because we've been dead for so long spiritually. We've been without understanding for so long. But this word returned back to us, man. That breath, that wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay? Now we're just waiting on to be glorified, man. And the Lord's gonna send us that glory. Right now, we need to be focusing on glorifying Him.
Yeah.
Okay. You got Jakes out there, Israelites that's glorifying themselves. They glory in themselves, man. They talk about their accomplishments and what they like to do, and you know, they don't glorify Yahweh Shem Shai.
It's like celebrating a birthday. You're glorifying yourself.
You
know, this is my day of birth, and you know,
the world special.
Yeah. That's vain. That's what the scriptures call it, vain glory.
Yeah, you're supposed to be glorifying your Yahweh Shem Shai.
I know some nigga women that try to take the whole month.
Yeah, they moved it to a week. Now they try to move it to the month.
Yeah, man. They're like that. You remember that IUIC music video? I ain't never been a weak Jew.
Yeah.
But the scripture didn't it say in Jeremiah, "Glory not in thy might"? Yep. That's not what you the glory in. Because
we read earlier what you're supposed to glory in, that you know, understand, and know it the Most High.
Exactly.
But they don't. They don't fully know like that, though.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Let not men be desirous of vain glory. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 52. In a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, where the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed.
Yeah, change, man. Meaning what? We're gonna go through what they call that morphine.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna morph into extraterrestrial, man. Did you read that part?
It was above it, I think.
It was above it.
Read. What did I tell you to start?
I started at 50, but
no, I wanted you to start at 40.
Yeah, 40.
That was what I really told you to start. Yeah, start at 40.
All right. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 40. There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial. But the glory of the celestial is one, but the glory of the terrestrial is another.
Yeah, so there's two different glories, man. In the flesh, there's certain things that you can do that you can't do if you was a spirit. But if you're in the flesh, the terrestrial, there's certain things that you can't do in the flesh that you could do as a angel, a spirit. You know, like we can't fly, but the angels can.
Yeah.
You know, we get tired. The angels don't get tired. They have ultimate strength. You know.
Damn, I can't.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the day when you don't get tired?
I got it.
But that's what's gonna happen.
Yes.
When the Lord give us that glory, the Lord's gonna merge us where we're gonna become extraterrestrial.
Can I read
We
this?
still gonna have Sabbath.
Of course.
This is
3 and 21.
Yeah. I'm trying to
That's the
see.
spirit. That was one of the scriptures I was gonna have you get.
Yeah, and I knew it had to come up. I'm gonna start at 20, Baba Bashar. It says Philippians chapter 3, verse 3, for our conversation is in heaven.
Yeah.
For whence we look for the Savior.
Hey, what we speaking is heavenly.
Yep.
What we speaking is a heavenly conversation, man. Ain't nobody in the world talking about that.
Except the men of the Lord.
Con. Nobody. Jay ain't thinking about that, man. The farthest he'll go is Wakanda.
Yeah. Right.
Or getting back to our roots and shit.
Yeah, right.
Like that.
Let me start at 19 because the difference right here. The difference says, whose end is destruction, whose God is their belly. This is all of those that believe in their flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Said, whose glory is in their shame, who mind earthly things. And I said, what the earthly vessel? He's about to say it versus the celestial. The earthly versus what is the other one?
Terrestrial.
Celestial.
That's terrestrial.
Heavenly things.
Yep. Yeah, heavenly. Yep, I think we use the word. Yep. It says, for our conversation is in the heaven.
Hey, because why? We mind the things of the spirit and not the things of the flesh.
Right.
Like it says in Romans 8, to be carnally minded is death, man. But to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Go ahead.
From whence we look for the Savior. Why? Because he's gonna come in his glory, and we hope when he shows up, we have hope that he'll give us that glory also.
Yep.
It says the Lord Yahweh Shah Mashiach, who shall change our vile body, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body, according to the working whereby he is able even to subdue all things unto himself.
Whoa, it's a lot. It's a lot on that. We got to get all the meat off of that.
Yeah. Come on.
Read that again.
Who shall change our vile body?
Change.
Yeah.
Let's go into the blue letter, man.
Yeah.
Let's go into the blue letter on that. We're gonna look up several words on that. And then remember, going back to John, right? The book of John, when the Lord was talking to the Heavenly Father, this is where's it at? John 17 and verse 5, it says, and now, O Father, glorify me with thine own self, with the glory which I had with thee before the world was.
Yep, like you said, that's the Ahchyam. That glory, that's celestial.
That glory, man. Now you jump down.
Yep.
You jump down to verse verse 20. It says, neither pray I for these alone, but for them which shall believe on me through their word, that they all may be one, as thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee, that they also may be one in us, that the world may believe that thou hast sent me. And the glory which thou gavest me, like the same glory talking about the one that he had with the Lord from the beginning, right? I have given them, that they may be one, even as we are one. Brothers, we're finna go back to being the Ahchyam, man.
Right.
The ones that created the heavens and the earth.
Right.
You know? So Salah, go back to that in Philippians.
Yeah, like that word change. I don't know the Greek word. It says metazo. To change the figure of, to transform. Just like transfer in a figure. Yeah, transform oneself.
So basically, Yahweh Shah is going to transfigure his elect into becoming that glorious angel that he is.
Yep.
We're going to have the same likeness, the same image. All right. We're gonna have the power, the spiritual power, man. Okay, just like he had the power to transfigure himself.
Yeah.
And it said
That's a glory to be able to do that, man.
Mhm.
He transfigured himself.
Hey, to give it to you young bucks, to say it that way, before some of
Your
y'all that
younger
know,
brothers in the faith.
yeah, but not even just that, just young men that watch Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, yeah.
You see, for y'all that was watching Dragon Ball Z, that's what that was. Gonna turn Super Saiyan on. That's what Yahweh Shai had the power to do. He gonna give us that power to go Super Saiyan.
Yep. That's beautiful, man. Yep.
John chapter 14, verse 11 through 14. Believe me that I am in the Father, and the Father in me, or else believe me for the very work's sake. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do,
That's right.
because I go unto my Father.
That's right.
And whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it.
And what it said in Deuteronomy, I was holding that earlier. I am still holding. But I'm not holding no more. But this wisdom inside of the nations, who have the Most High so near unto them, to give them all that they call upon him for the Ahchyam, the elect. 2/3 don't even know to call on the Most High. The elect is gonna call on it, and we know from this wisdom of His word, we're gonna have to call upon Him to protect us and to give us those glorious bodies to make it through this.
Yeah. Hey, go. You still in the definition?
Yeah, I was gonna go to the definition of vile. It says change our vile bodies, and vile goes into lowness, low estate, spiritual abasement.
Ooh. Ooh.
Dead bodies, man.
Yeah, like when I
Dry
believe
bones.
the apostles broke it down how we lost our stature, you know, from the position of Ahchyam, from the garden,
Yep.
and going down, you know.
We lost our stature, and we lost that total connection, man.
Yep.
As a people, man, we lost that total connection, man. Jake, outside of the brothers in the truth, Jake is on the lowest vibration ever right now.
Yep.
They're on the lowest vibration, man.
To go, if I may, bro, to go say it like this real quick. When you go into Genesis the 6th chapter, when we start going into dealing with the daughters of men, that if you think about it scientifically, I'll say it this way, right? Our flesh, we began to have more human, so to speak, like flesh, and less of that celestial flesh mingling with the other nations. You got to see it that way, you know. So that like having pure gold is a better conductor than having something that's not pure. You know what I'm saying? So when we was watered down, so to speak, our connection start fading and we start dying a lot sooner.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna go back and make us pure again with this refinement process.
And that's how we're gonna be able to live forever. Because we're gonna have that ultimate connect to the Most High, man. Now the other nations, we're gonna be the mediators between. Just like Yahweh Shai is our mediator between the Father and us. The nations have to go through us.
Yep.
And that's usually that was what originally, that's how it was supposed to be anyway.
Yep.
All right. Straight up, man. Go ahead, bro. Back in Philippians.
Oh, yeah,
You read for vile.
I read the definition of vile. Yeah.
Which means fashion, right?
Yeah, you look up fashion.
Fashion, fashion like unto, it is similar morphos.
What's that word sound like in there?
Morph. Yeah.
Having the same form as another, similar, conform to.
So we're gonna have the same
Similar
form.
It says conform to, fashion, yes, fashion like unto. Jointly formed.
Joint heirs. Yep. Joint heirs.
Form, similar.
Yep. Man.
Those are
His glorious body, right? Was that?
Yeah.
Glorious. Glorious is
Working also, right?
Working. Yeah, that's the main one.
glorious.
Glory body, yeah.
Doxa, opinion, judgment, view, splendor, brightness,
Splendor.
majesty,
Positive
majesty,
Majesty.
excellence, preeminence,
Mm.
dignity, grace, things belonging to the Most High.
Yep. Oh, what's that? Control of everything. The element, let's say, to able to subdue all things unto himself, have control of the elements, like we did as the Ahchyam. When Yahweh Shai was creating the blueprint, playing out the blueprint,
Bro.
right? Playing out the blueprint of the Most High God, creating the earth. He had control of the elements to put it together, and so did the Ahchyam.
It's like three levels to his majesty, a thing belonging to the Most High, the kingly majesty which belongs to him as supreme ruler, majesty of the sense of absolute perfection of the deity.
Mm-hmm. Right, perfection, perfect executing of us from the Most High, as well as us being able to execute perfectly the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, to go back to give him perfect glory, and to glorify him perfectly. Right.
The next one, a thing belonging to Hamashiach, the kingly majesty of the Messiah.
Only this was his position to have that. He's gonna share that as joint heirs. He's gonna share that with us.
The absolute perfect inward or personal excellency of Hamashiach, the majesty of the angels.
Because we're gonna have them laws, statutes, commandments like Yahweh Shai kept perfectly. We're gonna have them written in us to keep perfectly. Also,
that heart of stone and put the heart of flesh.
That's right.
Of the angels, and as apparent in their exterior brightness. Like we're gonna have that glow,
the last dragon glow.
Yep. The last one, a most glorious condition, most exalted state.
Most exalted state. There's not a higher position that man upon the earth can obtain. The highest position is the Most High God Yahweh's position. That's not an earthly position. But on the earth, Yahweh Shai has that, and we're gonna have that also, that glory.
Of a condition of the Most High, the Father.
It's a lie. I gotta say this. It ain't worth going through the fiery trial for that. It's worth it. And we get more than just that, but that ain't worth it. Being broke with this type of glory.
It ain't worth denying your flesh here in Babylon and catching hell and not partaking in the shit of this world.
Yeah, and that is shit. We're just used to it.
Oh, let me get this quick precept, and also look up the word working.
Working, that's right.
Let me get this. 2 Corinthians 4 and 16. It says, "For which cause we faint not, but through our outward, but though our outward man perish." That's
flesh.
That's flesh. We get old, brothers get old. Brothers, the working. Oh man, we're gonna get it. It says, "Yet the inward man is renewed day by day." The brothers are spiritually getting built. We're growing constantly in the spirit, getting much closer to
living out the way our spirit would have it versus the way our flesh would have it.
Exactly. It says, "For our light affliction, which is but for a moment," that's that tribulation.
Easy, bro.
All right.
Easy. This is easy compared to what's about to go down for the rest of these people, man.
I got a little precept after that one.
It says, "For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal."
Somebody get Hebrews 11.
And that's why I think it was Apostle Paul in Colossians. He says, set your affections on the things above and not of the things on the earth, man. You
gotta see something greater for what because Peter asked him, Yahweh Shai himself, "Hey man, we doing all this down here. What we gonna get for all of this?
Right.
We giving up a lot. What we getting for this?"
Right.
He hit him with things above, man. He hit
Man.
him with a list from above.
Yeah.
What your precept?
Matthew 11:30. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light.
This ain't shit compared to what's about. Man, I laugh. I laugh when I look around. You look around at the rest of these people of the earth, you have to rejoice to Yahweh Shai that you have this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to earn your salvation.
Yep.
Because these other people don't have it. Like we saw, man, little ass baby, man, cute little baby. That baby gonna die, man. Little heathen baby.
Oh, yeah.
Most High ain't gonna spare that child, man. Straight up. You gotta understand how the special position we're in to obtain this glory. This is lightweight. As hard as it seems for us now, it's hard. This is lightweight compared to what's about to come for these other people. That was it, right?
I know y'all brother seen the video his brother did in Dallas about the mansions. The mansions gonna be like cardboard houses.
Oh, man, yeah.
Compared to the houses in the kingdom.
Yeah. We're on a whole nother level, man. Whole nother level. Yeah, that was pretty much.
Did he get working?
I'm getting working right here. Yeah, appreciate it.
Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for.
Through faith, the gift of faith, we see the things, the heavenly things, man. We ain't looking to nothing down here. We endure this light affliction right here before our face, but we look forward in hope toward the things above in the heavens, man.
Yep.
Go ahead, bro.
The evidence of things not seen.
We got evidence. Why? Because he gave us little clues. We see the prophecies coming to pass. We see the chariots. We have the Holy Spirit has given us another level of this to build our faith up. Okay, we have all these things that the Most High gave us to let us know that He is and a reward of them that diligently seek Him. Go ahead, bro.
For by it the elders obtained a good report.
Yeah, that was it. I just want the definition about the one.
Yeah. So that means what? You got to actually believe and expect these things, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You at the end of this, if you endured unto the end, you got to have that expectation.
Right.
You know, you got to literally believe in your heart and your spirit and your mind that the Lord's going to change you. We're going to get glory, man.
And
the Lord's going to make us perfect. He's going to ultimately forgive us, man. Right. He's going to reestablish that covenant that He made with us, man. You got to believe it.
Kind of like the scripture says, the Most High is in unrighteous to forget your labors.
Exactly.
And to land back on what you were saying about it, bro. And when you fully believe this, you will then begin to do the things that pertain to obtaining it, that you'll get it, that you'll receive it.
You got the responsibility.
Like if you put all the hard work in to dunk, you're gonna try to dunk. You ain't gonna just keep shooting layups. You're gonna start trying to dunk because you know you've done the things to be able to expect to get the fruit of your labors.
Yeah.
Okay. There was more on that.
This definition of in Philippians chapter 3 verse 21 with working.
Yeah.
It's inner Gaia, which is a Greek word, working efficiency in the New Testament. Intergia?
No, it's energia.
Energia. Yeah, that's what energia.
Where you get the word energy from.
Yeah. That's what I remember the word.
Working efficiency in the New Testament use only of superhuman power.
Of superhuman power. Come on, man. Come on.
That's that extraterrestrial power, man. We're gonna become supermen.
The X-Men.
The X-Men.
Yeah.
The Super Saiyans, the Avatars. Not talking about the blue ones, but the Airbenders.
Yeah.
The X-Men are limited. Only got a few powers.
It's gonna be unlimited. Mm-hmm. Superhuman power.
Would you want me to get subdued?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we know what that word means. It means to, put in subjection.
Yeah.
So basically, we're gonna have dominion over spirits, demons. We're gonna build. It tells you in Corinthians, we're gonna be able to judge the angels.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be able to manipulate the elements. We're gonna be able to have telepathy.
Yeah, telepathy.
Telepathy. We're gonna be able to materialize.
Yeah.
We're gonna be able to transfigure ourselves.
Fly.
We're gonna be able to know people's thoughts. Yeah. We're gonna be able to fly.
Run and not get weary. What's that?
Isaiah 40.
Yep. Like run last verse.
Yeah, man. You know,
that.
we're gonna be able to heal. We also gonna be able to meditate terror to fuck you devils up.
That's right.
All right. When we in that state, our mind state is gonna be very different.
Yeah.
It's gonna be on a whole nother level. So that in itself is gonna be tormenting for y'all.
Yeah.
To know that what we gonna be coming up with.
We ain't gotta worry about paying rent.
No.
All those little worries is over. So we just because it's gonna be like
the death is gonna be swallowed up.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I ain't gotta worry about doing that alone where I could die.
Yeah.
I ain't gotta worry about paying no rent. All the little worries that Jake worried about today, like in Kurt said, their lives are hanging down. Ain't gonna be none of that, man. Ain't gonna be no doubt.
The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death.
Yeah,
The very word mortgage means death.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Mortgage.
Yeah.
I got a scripture right there.
Yeah, bring that out.
It says Isaiah 40 and 30. Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon
That's
the
everybody
Lord,
else, but the elect that gets this glory. All right, go ahead.
but they that wait upon the Lord Yahweh shall renew their strength. They shall mount up.
Renew, right? What does that mean? Going back to the power that the Ahchyam had. But also having the terrestrial, so to be extraterrestrial, superhuman strength. Got it, bro? You finished it? Read it.
They shall mount up with wings as eagles.
Fly.
They shall run and not be weary.
Fast.
And they shall walk and not faint.
Just never get tired. Think about that. How much better when y'all play these first-person shooter games, when you turn that cheat on where you can't die, invincibility, and you can shoot all day, and you got super speed, and you can do all types of stuff. Man, how much better do you become in them games? Well, that's going to be us on the earth.
You got all the cheat codes.
Yeah, we're going to have the cheat code. Most I'm going to download the cheat code in this, man. Straight up. That's a good lesson. You guys on?
Yeah. This is Zechariah chapter 12 and verse 8. It says, and in that day, the Lord, in that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as the powers, as the angel of the Lord before them.
As the Ahchyam, man. The house of David gonna be as the Ahchyam.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be godlike powers, man.
Mm-hmm.
That day they're gonna know, like you said before, they're gonna know who the Most High is dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Who has the powers to stop cars from falling on them, and you're gonna see miracles.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. You got two of them, huh?
There are like two. And then whatever precept y'all got, we can wrap up. This is 1 John chapter 3 and verse 2. It says, beloved, now are we the sons of the Most High, and it doeth not yet appear, meaning we right now we're the sons of the Most High, but it doesn't appear that we're in that first estate, meaning we don't have that actual the fullness of the power yet. It says, and it doeth not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when he shall appear, talking about Yahweh Shai,
we don't know what's gonna happen, but we know.
No, we don't know how exactly.
Right,
we don't have that vivid picture of how everything is going to go.
But we do know.
We expect. This is what we expect in them. All right. It says, "We shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is." And the way John the Revelator saw him, he saw him in his glory. Yeah. He saw a tall, strong, angelic man, but he had the likeness of a dark-skinned Negro with a white beard and a white fro, with looking decked out with the girdle, man.
Eyes as flames of fire.
Eyes as a flame of fire, man. People want to literally be falling to their face.
Said every knee shall bow.
And every tongue shall confess. When they see the Lord's glory, man, everybody gonna hit the deck.
They gonna say, what's the famous phrase, the one that we didn't say, it ain't gonna be what the fuck when they see him. It's gonna be, oh my God. That's the one that's gonna come out of everybody, oh my God. Yeah, he is your power. He's gonna be the power of all the universe. Okay?
Because he said he will not meet thee as a man. You know, the first man was made from the earth. The second man was raised. He was raised the Lord from heaven.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. So hey, man. So you're gonna have the brothers that's gonna change, and you also gonna have the men that died in the Lord. They also, when they get raised up, they're gonna be changed, man. All right. And that's when we're gonna share the glory with Yahweh Shai. That's the wedding, man. That's gonna be the ultimate wedding. That's gonna be the most glorious wedding ever.
I need to take it to that.
You know, it's gonna be the greatest wedding ever, man. Known to man.
The party. Man. You got the outfit on.
And that's what we're betting for the elect to come in. Like we're giving the flyers out. Like, hey, come on.
Hell with a Diddy.
Now, if you a nigga, you know, you gonna fuck up your chances, and you know you ain't gonna make it anyway. You ain't gonna be welcomed in anyway. You ain't got that wedding garment.
You come to the door without a ticket.
Yeah.
Without you ain't dressed. Guess what, man? You get slayed. You thrown around back and slayed.
For real.
You know.
Yeah, I get one more precept and we can wrap it up.
It's Zephaniah 3:18. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halted.
Beautiful.
And gather her that was driven out, and I will give them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame.
Go back. Start at the top, Mama.
It's Zephaniah 3:19. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee.
What is that? Them curses, man. Even this body. Getting a new body, taking all them curses that from the Deuteronomy 28 chapter off of this. Then undo all that.
All that afflicts us, man. The pride of the nations. All that, man. Go ahead.
And I will save her that halted.
Yeah, her. I'm showing you that we're the Most High's woman. That's the bride. The bride. Go ahead.
And gather her that was driven out, and I will give them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame.
Glory.
At that time I will bring you again, even in the time that I gathered you, for I will make you a name and praise.
That just show you reincarnation, because it said bring you again. Go ahead, Salih.
That's like we were talking about earlier. From that status of the Ahchyam onto that power of the Ahchyam, but in the flesh again.
Yep.
Glorified body.
Yep.
At that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you, for I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith the Lord.
Beautiful, man. You know, so, you know, the Spirit had us take a turn, you know, that was, you know, eventually we was going to get into that topic, you know, the glory and the power, you know, the salvation, you know, because that's very important, that we need to be putting that vibration out that, hey, man, even though the Lord is going to bring judgment and all hell and tribulation, you know, we talk about the bad, but we got to balance that out, man.
Yeah.
Because that's going to keep us motivated. It's going to keep us in tune in the spirit, you know. It's going to keep us in hope, you know. So we gotta talk about these things, man.
Right. Hey, they may sound fantastical to you, but hey, this is what faith is about, man. We gotta believe it and do the things according to it to help it manifest.
Yeah.
You know, that the Most High, that you're not ashamed of saying, hey, he said he's gonna make me be able to fly. And people look at you crazy. Hey, yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
You gotta believe it. I practice telepathy now. You know, I'm half joking, but not really though. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, man. You know, hey, and everything that the Lord's going to ultimately do for us, He's going to do the opposite for the nations.
Right.
All that power that Esau got right now, he's getting stripped from him.
Yep.
All right, he won't have no technology, no nothing, man. He's gonna be straight up desolate. He's gonna be low. He's gonna be cursed, and we're gonna get to watch him, man.
Yep. We're gonna laugh and clown.
Yeah.
It's like the scripture say, this was the man that did say kingdoms.
Mm-hmm.
This little piece right here.
Yeah, at one point in time, he thought he was God. He presented to the whole world that he was the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's
and
looking
the
up,
world believed it.
and they believed it. Now the world's get to see the real gods.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Right.
But Khan, man, you know, we're gonna end off with that. You know, Shalom wa brakatham to all you brothers that tuned in. You know, hopefully you brothers were edified. We're gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Double to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and to you, Ahchyam, stay strong. All right, stay diligent, and we almost up out of here, man. Shalom wa brakatham.
Shalom.